What if I told you that you can completely transform your body without lifting a single weight, without paying for a gym, and without moving from your spot? There are exercises so powerful and strategic that by simply holding a static position for a few seconds, they activate deep muscle fibers that traditional movements fail to reach. That's why in this video I reveal the 6 best isometric exercises you can do from the comfort of your home in a small room or even outdoors with no equipment and no excuses. This routine not only improves your strength, endurance, and posture, but also trains your concentration and body awareness. It's ideal for those with little time starting from zero, or who simply don't enjoy conventional workouts. The most surprising part is that this technique is backed by scientific studies showing how isometric training can outperform classic methods in effectiveness and long-lasting results. Are you ready to discover a new path to a stronger and firmer body? Then stay tuned, because what's coming might change the way you train forever. Isometric exercises are a form of strength training in which the muscle contracts without producing joint movement. In other words, a static position is held for a set period of time. This modality activates both superficial and deep muscle fibers, especially type I fibers slowed, which is essential for postural stability and muscular endurance. Unlike dynamic exercises which involve movement and repetitions, isometric ones generate continuous tension intensely and controllably, stimulating the neuromuscular system. Studies have shown that this type of contraction improves maximum strength, joint health, and bone density, key factors in preventing falls and injuries, especially in older adults. Moreover, by focusing on the conscious activation of specific muscle groups, they also help correct muscular imbalances and improve body alignment. They are widely used in physical therapy and rehabilitation due to their low joint impact and their effectiveness in motor re-education. The best part is that they can be performed anywhere without the need for expensive equipment, making them an accessible and powerful tool for anyone seeking to improve their strength, body control, and overall health. Isometric exercise 1. The plank. Isometric planks are one of the most effective and accessible exercises to strengthen the core, the group of muscles that surround and stabilize the trunk and protect the spine. Unlike traditional crunches, which can create neck or lower back strain if performed incorrectly, the plank simultaneously and evenly activates the abdominal muscles, obliques, transverse abdominis, erector spinae, glutes, and even the shoulders. This sustained contraction without movement not only improves the body's functional strength, but also reinforces posture by training the stabilizing muscles that keep us upright throughout the day. Studies published in journals such as the Journal of Strength show that the isometric plank generates greater activation of the transverse abdominis, a deep muscle key to lumbalgic stability, compared to dynamic abdominal exercises. Additionally, practicing planks regularly can reduce the risk of lower back pain, as it teaches proper activation of the muscles that protect the spine, especially in people who spend many hours sitting or have poor posture. However, the effectiveness of the plank largely depends on proper technical execution. A common mistake is excessively raising the glutes, which shifts the effort from the core muscles to the shoulders, reducing the positive impact of the exercise. Another frequent error is letting the hips drop, which causes excessive compression in the lower back, increasing the risk of injury. To perform a proper plank, the body should form a straight line from the heels to the head, with the abdomen tightly contracted, glutes engaged, and shoulders aligned directly over the elbows. Breathing also plays a key role. Maintaining slow and controlled breathing while holding the position helps stabilize the core and prevents unnecessary increases in intra-abdominal pressure. In terms of results, 20 seconds of a well-executed plank with refined technique and maximum contraction can be more effective than dozens of poorly performed crunches that often compromise the spine and barely activate the core significantly. For beginners, it is recommended to start with 10 to 15 seconds and progressively increase, always focusing on quality over quantity. With consistent practice, this exercise will not only tone the midsection, but also improve balance, coordination, and the ability to perform other physical activities more safely and efficiently. Isometric exercise 2. Glute bridge. The glute bridge is a fundamental isometric exercise to reactivate and strengthen the posterior chain of the body, especially the gluteus maximus, hamstrings, erector spinae, and transverse abdominis. Its execution involves lying on your back, knees bent and feet flat on the ground, raising the pelvis until forming a straight line from the knees to the shoulders. This seemingly simple movement has profound effects on body biomechanics. Several studies have shown that the glute bridge significantly improves glute activation compared to traditional exercises such as squats, especially in people who have developed a pattern of muscle inactivity due to sedentary lifestyles. Sitting for long periods weakens the glutes, shortens the hip flexors, and deactivates lumbar stabilizers, which can lead to slouched posture, chronic lower back pain, and reduced motor efficiency. Regular practice of the glute bridge counteracts these effects by retraining the body to use its natural support muscles instead of overloading the lower back or quadriceps. In addition to its ability to activate the glutes and correct muscular imbalances, the glute bridge also offers high-impact neuromuscular and postural benefits. From a spinal health perspective, keeping the pelvis in a neutral position and activating the transverse abdominis during the exercise strengthens the deep core muscles which act as a natural belt to protect the spine. This stabilization is key to preventing injuries, improving balance, and facilitating other functional movements such as walking, climbing stairs, or lifting objects. Research published in the Journal of Physical Therapy Science has highlighted that the glute bridge is especially effective for people with chronic lower back pain, as it reduces intervertebral pressure while strengthening the muscles that stabilize the lung-pelvic area. It has also been successfully used in postural rehabilitation programs and in older adults due to its low impact on the joints and its adaptability to different fitness levels. When performed isometrically by holding the pelvic lift for 15 to 30 seconds, deep muscle activation is further enhanced, training endurance and body control. Isometric exercise 3, hanging from a bar. The static bar hang is one of the most underrated yet powerful isometric exercises for the human body, especially regarding upper body strength. Although it may seem at first glance like you're just hanging, it actually involves a full activation of key muscles such as the forearms, lats, traps, deltoids, rhomboids, and even the deep core. When a person hangs from a bar and maintains that position for several seconds, they are challenging gravity with their full body weight, forcing stabilizing muscles to work intensely to hold the position. Grip strength in particular improves significantly, which is vital for performance in other exercises like pull-ups, kettlebell work, or rowing. Studies published in journals such as the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research have shown that grip strength is closely related to overall functional strength, and that a weak grip often correlates with accelerated aging and higher risk of physical disability. In fact, several longitudinal analyses have proposed that grip strength can predict longevity and quality of life in older adults. Beyond muscular strengthening, bar hanging offers a crucial benefit that very few exercises achieve: spinal decompression. When we are standing or sitting, gravity constantly compresses our intervertebral discs, putting pressure on the vertebrae, especially in people with poor posture or a history of back pain. Hanging in a controlled manner produces a passive elongation of the spine that helps increase the space between vertebrae, improves circulation in the discs, and relieves accumulated tension in the lumbar and cervical areas. This technique has been used in physical therapy and rehabilitation programs for people with herniated discs, or sciatica, as it promotes postural rebalancing and reduces symptoms of nerve compression. Additionally, during static hanging, the core muscles activate to stabilize the pelvis and prevent excessive swinging, which also contributes to strengthening the deep abdominal and lumbo-pelvic muscles. For those looking to progress in their training, the dead hang is the perfect gateway to more complex pulling exercises such as pull-ups, climbing, or muscle-ups. Even in older adults or beginners, it can be adapted using assistance bands or partial hangs. Just 15 to 30 seconds sustained with good technique and controlled breathing is enough to deeply activate the body and achieve noticeable results in a short time. Isometric exercise 4, wall sit. The wall sit is an isometric exercise that involves holding a squatting position with the back firmly supported against a wall, knees bent at a 90-degree angle, and thighs parallel to the floor as if sitting in an imaginary chair. This posture, although seemingly static and simple, generates intense activation of the lower body muscles, quadriceps, glutes, hamstrings, and core muscles. From a physiological standpoint, maintaining the sustained contraction for 30 to 60 seconds or more at advanced levels increases local muscular endurance, meaning the muscle's ability to withstand prolonged loads without fatigue. Biomechanics studies have shown that the isometric wall sit activates over 70% of the quadriceps muscle fibers, especially the vastus medialis and rectus foris, which are key for everyday functions such as walking, standing up, climbing stairs, and rising from a chair. Moreover, by engaging the abdomen to maintain an upright and stable posture, it also strengthens the core, improving spinal alignment and reducing the risk of lower back injuries. From a clinical and functional perspective, the wall sit is highly recommended for older adults, people with joint pain, or those seeking low-impact exercises that protect the knees and back. Unlike traditional dynamic squats, this exercise eliminates the risk of sudden movements or imbalance, making it safer and more accessible for different populations. Furthermore, research in sports science has shown that isometric exercises, like the wall sit, can help lower blood pressure when practiced regularly by improving vascular tone and the heart's ability to handle physical stress. This added cardiovascular benefit makes the wall sit a powerful tool, not only for muscular strength, but also for overall health. Additionally, as it requires mental control and conscious breathing to maintain the position for several seconds or minutes, it becomes an exercise in both physical and mental resilience, ideal for training muscular strength and effort tolerance alike. Practice regularly, 3 to 5 times a week, it can offer significant improvements in functional strength, balance and mobility, directly translating into greater independence in daily life, especially for older adults or individuals undergoing rehabilitation. Isometric exercise 5, isometric push-up. The isometric push-up is an advanced variation of the traditional push-up, but instead of performing the full movement, the body is held in a mid-range position with elbows bent at 90 degrees, arms engaged, and the chest suspended just above the ground. This position generates a constant muscle contraction that intensely stimulates the chest, major and minor pectorals, deltoids, especially the front of the shoulder, and triceps brachii. Additionally, by requiring perfect body alignment from heels to head, it deeply activates the abdominal core, spinal erectors, glutes, and even the neck stabilizer muscles. This full body activation makes the isometric push-up a total body exercise that simultaneously improves strength, stability, and muscular endurance. On a physiological level, holding the contraction for a sustained period, for example between 15 and 60 seconds, leads to neuromuscular adaptation, similar to those obtained through dynamic resistance exercises, but with less joint impact, making it a safe and effective option for both young individuals and older adults looking for an alternative without bouncing or repetitive movements. From a scientific perspective, various studies have shown that isometric exercises like this push-up variation not only improve maximum strength, but also increase localized muscular endurance, neuromuscular efficiency, and the ability to generate tension under control. Research published in the European Journal of Applied Physiology found that sustained isometric contraction causes a significant increase in the activation of muscle motor units, particularly type I and type II fibers, which are responsible for both endurance and explosive strength. This type of exercise also produces greater joint stability in the shoulder and elbow, thanks to muscle strengthening without excessive dynamic stress. For those looking to tone without gaining bulk, the isometric push-up is ideal, as it allows muscle definition without excessive hypertrophy, being especially useful in functional routines, home workouts, or rehabilitation. Moreover, holding a high-effort posture for several seconds causes the cardiovascular system to respond by increasing local blood flow, improving muscle oxygenation, and promoting better vascularization. From a mental standpoint, this posture demands concentration, conscious breathing, and body control, making it a powerful tool, not only physically, but also psychologically, training the mind to endure effort, tolerate discomfort, and enhance body self-awareness. Isometric exercise 6, Superman. The exercise known as Superman, named for the posture that simulates flying like the famous superhero, is one of the most effective and accessible ways to strengthen the posterior chain of the body, especially the lower back, glutes, and hamstrings. It involves lying face down in a prone position, extending the arms and legs, and then lifting them simultaneously off the ground for a few seconds, while forcefully contracting the lower back and glute muscles. Although it seems like a simple movement, it activates a large number of deep muscle fibers isometrically, especially the spinal erectors, which run along the entire spine, and are essential for maintaining an upright posture and preventing chronic back pain. This activation also reaches the gluteus maximus, pelvic stabilizer muscles, and the posterior thigh muscles, creating a synergy that improves body alignment, corrects postural imbalances, and strengthens lumbar stability. From a physiological and clinical standpoint, the Superman exercise is particularly useful in counteracting the negative effects of prolonged sedentarism, such as shortened hip flexors and inhibited glutes, both common issues among people who spend long hours sitting at a computer or watching television. Studies published in journals like the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy have shown that strengthening the extensor muscles of the back can significantly reduce the risk of developing low back pain, one of the most frequent causes of disability in older adults and sedentary workers. Furthermore, since it requires no equipment and uses only body weight, the Superman is accessible and safe for people of all ages, including older adults who want to improve postural health and prevent falls. When performed correctly, and held for 15 to 30 seconds, repeated 3 to 5 times, this exercise also enhances localized muscular endurance and proprioception, that is the body's ability to perceive its position in space. This latter benefit is crucial for balance and coordination, especially in older populations. Additionally, by simultaneously engaging both the upper and lower body in a single sustained contraction, the Superman trains the musculature functionally, resulting in practical benefits such as getting out of bed easily, maintaining posture while walking, or lifting objects without risk of injury. In this way, in addition to improving muscle strength and postural stability, isometric exercises offer additional benefits that are often underestimated, but are essential for overall health, especially in older adults or people undergoing rehabilitation. One of the most notable aspects is their impact on blood pressure. Recent research, such as those published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine, has revealed that isometric training, like holding a plank or a static quadriceps contraction, can significantly reduce both systolic and diastolic blood pressure in hypertensive individuals, even more so than traditional aerobic exercise. This effect is due to improved endothelial function and the vascular system's ability to adapt to stress, which promotes better circulation without overloading the heart. Furthermore, isometric training also strengthens the mind-muscle connection, a crucial aspect that enhances body awareness, posture and movement efficiency. This connection leads to greater voluntary activation of muscle fibers, something especially valuable when trying to maintain functional strength with minimal injury risk. From a metabolic standpoint, although the calorie expenditure during an isometric session is lower compared to cardiovascular training, its cumulative effect on mitochondrial function and insulin sensitivity positively contributes to blood sugar control, making it useful for people with pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. Moreover, its low impact makes it an ideal tool for preserving muscle mass without stressing the joints, something essential for aging populations or those with osteoarthritis. Finally, this type of exercise has an important psychological component. It improves effort tolerance, fosters discipline, and provides an immediate sense of achievement since holding a challenging posture requires concentration and emotional control. Thus, the value of isometric exercises goes far beyond the physical. It is a complete practice that trains the body, mind, and cardiovascular system in a harmonious and sustainable way. And there you have it, 6 isometric exercises that will help you transform your body without machines, without weights, and without excuses. If this video has been helpful to you, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell if you want to be the first to change your body. Share this video with someone who needs an effective and safe routine, and let us know in the comments which of the isometric exercises you found most challenging. Remember, no matter your age or your current physical condition, you can always start from where you are. Your body and your health will thank you. Your body and your health will thank you.